Wrestling fans, buckle up because Jade Cargill just lit a fire under the WWE Universe with one bold prediction. And no, this wasn't some offhand remark in a backstage interview. This was a full-throttle, no-filter statement of belief, one that's got fans buzzing, debating, and in some cases, straight up losing their minds. The internet is split right down the middle, and if you've spent even 5 minutes scrolling through wrestling Twitter lately, you've seen it. People are either all in on what she said or they're calling her delusional. And when you hear the actual quote, you'll understand why the reaction is so divided. Now, Jade Cargill isn't some outsider just throwing out random takes. She's living it, breathing it. She's one of the most dominant female forces to jump from AEW to WWE and actually make it work. A former TBS champion who wrecked everyone in her path in AEW. She's now headed into WrestleMania 41 in what could be a history-making singles match against Naomi. It'll be the first women's non-title singles match at WrestleMania since 2006. Let that sink in. That's almost 2 decades. Jade's not just here for the moment, she's making moments. And while all eyes are on her road to Mania, she made sure to throw a spotlight on someone else, her longtime friend, Ricky Starks, or, as WWE fans now know him, Ricky Saints. Since their AEW days, Jade and Ricky have shared a close bond. They trained together, traveled together, and supported each other when the cameras weren't rolling. And now, in a full circle twist, both of them are on the biggest stage in sports entertainment at the same exact time. Ricky Starks is defending his North American Championship at Stand Deliver, and Jade is walking into a match with WrestleMania history behind it. 2 AEW originals, 2 undeniable talents, 2 breakout stars now proving their worth on Vince McMahon's playground. So when Jade was asked about Ricky's success during a recent appearance on WWE The Bump, she didn't hold back. She lit up, beaming with pride. She said, "I'm excited for him, seeing what he visualized. He's a visionary and he sees what he wants. I'm so happy for him because he puts in so much work in this industry." But it didn't stop there. She doubled down, tripled down. "We always train together. We give each other advice. I'm going to train with him on Sunday. He's going to go over. He's going to take over this industry. It's just the beginning. Take over the industry." That's the quote. That's the lightning rod. And Jade didn't flinch when she said it. She didn't hesitate. She believes it with every fiber of her being. She said Ricky is going to win so many championships, they'll just keep coming one after another like a freight train. And that's when the online explosion began. Because while some fans were hyped, others, not so much. To them, this wasn't confidence. It was pure delusion. And now the wrestling world is caught in the middle of a very real, very fiery debate. Is Ricky Starks really the next top star in WWE? Let's break it down. On one side, you have the believers. These are the fans who followed Ricky Starks from the NWA to AEW to WWE. They've seen the charisma, the confidence, the ring IQ. They know the man can talk. They've watched him cut promos so sharp, they could slice through steel. They've watched him stand toe-to-toe with CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and other heavyweights without ever blinking. Ricky has presence. That can't be taught. And in a business where being believable on the mic is half the battle, Ricky's already halfway to the top. Plus, WWE sees something in him. They didn't waste time. Within months of his arrival, he's already holding the North American title, positioned in big matches, and getting mic time on major shows. That's not a fluke. That's investment. And if you've been around long enough, you know WWE doesn't invest in everyone. Some talents float around for months, even years, before sniffing a title. Ricky showed up and got strapped up almost immediately. That tells you everything you need to know about how the office views him. But then there's the other side, the skeptics, the realists, the people who've been burned by overhype before. And to them, this idea that Ricky Starks is going to take over WWE feels like a stretch. A big one. Not because they hate him, not because they doubt his talent, but because they've seen this story before. They've watched wrestlers with promise, guys like Cesaro, Andrade, even LA Knight rise, catch fire, and then stall. Sometimes, it's timing. Sometimes, it's politics. Sometimes, it's just that they never quite break through the invisible ceiling. And when they look at Ricky, they see someone who might hit that ceiling. And let's address the elephant in the room, size. Ricky isn't the biggest guy, and while it shouldn't matter in 2025, the truth is, in WWE, sometimes it still does. He doesn't have the towering build of a Roman Reigns. He's not as physically dominant as Gunther, and he doesn't have the backstage political pull of a Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins. He's slick, he's stylish, and he's smooth in the ring, but is that enough to carry him all the way to the main event scene? To hold the WWE Championship? That's where even some of his fans pause. And then there's the comparison that won't go away, The Rock. People say he moves like him, dresses like him, talks like him, and sure, there are similarities. Ricky even admits The Rock influenced him, but let's be real, there is only one Rock. That level of crossover charisma, cultural impact, and mass market appeal is once in a generation. Comparing anyone to the Great One is a near impossible standard. Ricky Starks isn't The Rock. He's Ricky Starks, and the sooner the fans, and maybe WWE realize that, the better off everyone will be. So what's the truth? Is Jade Cargill being biased? Of course she is. She's his friend. She's seen him grind in silence. She's seen him sweat, bleed, and push through rejection. She knows the fire inside him better than any of us. Her belief in him isn't just hype, it's personal. It's loyalty. But does that mean she's wrong? Not necessarily. It just means she sees a version of Ricky Starks that the rest of the world hasn't seen yet. Because here's what a lot of people miss when they talk about top stars. It's not always about the size. It's not always about the gear or the win-loss record. Sometimes, it's about who survives, who keeps going when the system tries to bury them, who shows up every single night and forces people to take notice. And Ricky's been doing that his entire career. From getting passed over in AEW to now thriving in WWE. He's writing his own story. And if WWE gets behind him the way they should, Jade's prediction might not sound so crazy after all. And let's not forget, Jade herself is proving how wrong doubters can be. When she left AEW, people said she'd be lost in the shuffle, that WWE wouldn't know what to do with her, that she was too green, too unpolished. And now, she's walking into WrestleMania as one of the most protected, well-booked women in the entire company. Two-time women's tag champ, undefeated streaks, clean presentation, strong promos. WWE has made Jade Cargill feel important in every sense of the word. And if they can do it with her, they can do it with Ricky. So here's where we stand. Jade Cargill says Ricky Starks is going to take over the industry. She says titles are going to keep coming. And she says we haven't seen anything yet. Some fans agree, others scoff. But the truth? It's still being written. Because in wrestling, things can change in an instant. One promo, one match, one breakout moment, and suddenly, everything looks different. The only question now is, will Ricky Starks rise to the moment? Will he keep proving people wrong, 1 week at a time? Or will the hype fizzle, and his name fade into the background like so many before him? WrestleMania weekend will be a major checkpoint.